Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I thought I would update you on the continuing saga that I've got going on with Santander. As a lot of you that follow the channel will know, I've had problems with Santander for the last over 6 months. So I thought I'd give you a quick update and a couple of little interesting points that I've found when I've found the paperwork. So we'll start off, I'll give you a brief intro to the whole situation if you haven't been following the channel. So at the beginning of the year, I had a call or a letter, I can't remember, it possibly was an email from Santander saying they need some up-to-date information from me. So I said, okay, I spoke to somebody. They said, okay, we need your certified accounts from last year from the HMRC. So I thought, that's got nothing to do with you, how much money I'm earning. That's nothing to do with my bank. I don't have an overdraft facility with you. I don't have, a mortgage with you. I have a small loan with them, but that was accepted, and that was like a long, long time ago. And it's not an awful lot of money. But anyway, so I said, okay, so you need a tax return. They went, yep, we do. We also need a copy of all of your tenancy agreements. I thought, well, that's got absolutely nothing to do with you whatsoever. Who my tenants are, how much rent they're paying is nothing to do with you. And then they said, and we also need a copy of land registry for each property that you own. Now, I said, this is ridiculous. I said, I'm not prepared to do that. I said, are you prepared to pay for the land registry reports? They went, no. I said, are you prepared to reimburse me for my time, which is probably 2 days worth, to pay me for the information that you need? Nope, sorry, that's down to you. I said, well, I'm not going to do it. Simple as that. Anyway, a couple of backwards and forwards calls and stuff. In the end, I get a letter on the 19th of February, which I'm going to read out now. I'm going to read out these letters in sort of order, saying we've restricted access to your account. We tried to contact you on several times to request some up-to-date information and documents from you so that we can meet our UK legal and regulatory obligations. As we haven't heard from you, we had to restrict access to your account. This means you won't be able to access money or make regular or one-off payments from your account. This could include mortgage payments or other standing orders and direct debits. So basically, they froze my account on the 19th of February. If we continue not to hear from you, we'll have to close your account in line with the terms and conditions on this account. This means that further restrictions will be applied to your account for the duration of the closure period. In addition to the above restrictions, money won't also be able to be paid into your account. Now, this was on the 19th of February. Now, I made a complaint about that. So I spoke to somebody, very, very rude guy. I made a complaint, and then I made a complaint about the situation, how I was spoken to, because I asked to speak to a manager. Now, I got a letter on the 11th of March saying, we're looking into your complaint, basically. So that was the next letter. Now, on the 13th of March, I receive a letter from them. I'm sorry that you've had to contact us. I understand you are unhappy with the attitude of the advisor you spoke with on the 5th of March 2025. I understand you felt he was unhelpful and refused to let you speak with a manager to escalate your concerns. This isn't the level of service that we aim to provide. I've looked into what happened and I can see that the issue you have raised was caused by poor customer service that you received from Santander when you called us. I understand this has caused you both distress and worry, and for this I'm truly sorry. I would like to apologise again for the distress caused as a result of the conversation you had with an advisor on the 5th of March 2025. As confirmed when we spoke today, I have reviewed the call and agree the service provided was poor. The advisor wasn't empathetic and did refuse your request to speak to a manager. I will ensure feedback is provided to the individual via his manager and the appropriate action will be taken. I have also ordered a copy of the call recording to be sent to you as confirmed. This can take up to 10 working days to be actioned. To further apologise for the distress calls, I have credited a payment of £50 to your account, etc., etc. So again, in that situation, they agreed that I was poorly treated. I won't drag on the rest of the letter because there's a couple more pages of it, but you get the gist. So they had restricted access to my account in February. Now, I've got a small loan account with Santander. Now, bearing in mind they'd closed my account and I hadn't set up alternative banking arrangements, I then get a letter from them on the 14th of March saying, loan amount and it says the loan amount that I was trying to pay. I phoned them up and I said, right, the money's in the account, because they had frozen some money in the account. I said, can you just use that money to pay the loan? No, we can't. That was pretty much how I was. So basically, they have said here, there is now an overdue amount on my account. So they've closed my day-to-day banking account, and they're moaning that the loan that's with them didn't get paid. You go figure it. They've closed my account and they're moaning that the money couldn't be paid to my loan account. Well, they've closed my bloody account, haven't they? That's why it can't be paid. It doesn't really take Einstein to work that out, does it? Anyway, that was all. It has been sorted and brought completely up to date. In fact, I'm in advance of payments. To pay this, you can make a transfer using a mobile or online banking. Well, I couldn't do that because my account was frozen. To your account number and sort code. You can call us on this number to pay by the debit card. Well, the debit card wouldn't have worked because the account was frozen. Visit your local branch. Well, I was in Spain at the time, so I couldn't do that, etc., etc. If you don't bring your account up to date, we might take action to collect what you owe. This may include, and in accordance with our terms and conditions, using an available credit balance in another account you have with us to repay some or all of your overdue balance. Now, I'm going to repeat that little bit again. This may include, and in accordance with our terms and conditions, using an available credit balance in another account you have with us to repay some or all of your overdue balance. So on the 14th of March, when they sent me that, I had money that was frozen by them in my account. So why didn't they, when I asked them to use that money, credit my loan account? They're saying that they can do it in this letter that I'm holding in my hands. Yet they haven't. When I asked them to do it, they wouldn't do it. To make sure your future payments are made on time, you can set up a direct debit. Well, I couldn't because my account was frozen, wasn't it? Again, I won't read that the entire letter out to you because it drags on somewhat. 18th of March, thank you for getting in touch about your complaint. We've enclosed a CD of your telephone call as requested. This was obviously the call that I had with the advisor that ended up getting her ticking off. Again, I'll put that one down. 20th of March. I'm sorry that you've had to contact us about your bank account and the block that has been placed on it. I understand that this situation has caused you problems, but I've looked into your case and this wasn't because of a mistake we made. Well, it's not because of a mistake you made, but the whole reason that the loan couldn't be paid was because you blocked my account. And then you're writing to me telling me that you haven't received the money. I mean, I don't know whether everyone's following me here, but this just seems absolutely insane to me. This is because we have requested documents from you on a number of occasions and you haven't provided them because their documents that they requested was unreasonable. It's like going into your baker's to buy a loaf of bread. You're not going to give them your bank statement and tell them, the access code to your account details. I'll continue with this one on the 20th of March. To explain this further, we requested specific information in order to maintain the most current details about our customers in our system, as mandated by the regulatory requirements of the Financial Conduct Authority. It is our legal and regulatory obligation to ensure that we possess accurate, up-to-date, know your customer and about your customer information. Again, I won't drag on. This is another couple of page letter, but basically they're saying that you didn't give us the documents, so we've frozen your account. Then on the 26th of March was a busy month, we're closing your account. We regularly review our customers' accounts and need to let you know that unfortunately we no longer are able to provide you with banking facilities. We can withdraw banking facilities by giving you notice in writing, which is detailed in the general terms and conditions of your account you hold with us. We want to give you time to arrange alternative banking services, although they'd already restricted my account some month or so before. So we are giving you 2 months' notice that your account will be closed on the 27th of May. We will send you a cheque for any balance on your account that is due. Your account will stay restricted until then. So there's not really an awful lot of point in giving me time to arrange alternative banking, give me 2 months' notice, when they've restricted my account anyway, is there? Your account will stay restricted until then. This means you won't be able to access money or make regular one-off payments. This could include mortgage payments and other standing orders or direct debits. it also won't be possible to pay money into your account. Got another letter. It's dated the same day. We're closing your account. Exactly the same. The 30th of May, I then receive there is a problem with the direct debit on your loan. We have received notification from your bank that the direct debit mandate has been rejected, because now I'm having to make it manually payments on it, on my loan account. So the latest and the most up-to-date thing, I'm still waiting for another call back. So I made another call. This was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Spent over an hour on the phone. They said they would call me back. They did call me back 3 or 4 days later. I explained the situation, saying, you've sent me a cheque for the money that I've got in my account, my money in my account. I can't do anything with that cheque because my new banking facilities are online and I haven't got the availability to cash a cheque. Some of the bank accounts, for argument's sake, I think with Barclays or something like that, you can take a photograph of the cheque and you can clear it that way. The bank that I've got doesn't facilitate that option, so I can't use that. I can't photograph the cheque and clear it that way. So now I've got cheques from May till August that are absolutely no good to me at all. My money is tied up still with Santander. I said to them the other day, can you arrange a credit, a bank transfer? Now, I've asked for this 3 or 4 times before. They've blatantly refused before. And now they're saying they'll ask the compliance department whether that can be done. I said, well, the alternative is you can pay it into my loan account. Now, it's only a couple of days ago when I'm putting this paperwork together to start legal proceedings against Santander that I've noticed they said that they can take the money out of any account with credit in it. So if that's the case, why couldn't they take the loan money out of my credit balance that was sitting and still sitting with them today? So when it suits them, they can do it. But if I ask for it to be done, they've refused it on numerous occasions. So how it works now, I'm now waiting for them to come back to see if they can now make the payment from my bank account, the money they're holding of mine, into my loan account, which will probably nearly clear the amount up. I don't even know how much is in there now because I've now been restricted from online access, so I can't even find out how much my loan is. I can find out if I phone them, I'm sure. But they said to me, we can credit your account, but you need to send us a passport, an up-to-date utility statement, and also an up-to-date bank statement. So I said, okay, I'm happy to send you the passport and a utility bill and an up-to-date bank statement. I said, but I'm going to block out all of the transactions. They said, well, they won't accept that. I said, it's absolutely nothing to do with you, what's going in or out of a different account that's nothing to do with you anymore. You'll see my account number, you'll see my sort code, but you will not see any transactions. I will not do it because it's none of their business. They insisted that they need this and that's the only way they'll be able to do it. So as it stands right now, we're over 6 months down the line. I still can't access the money that is mine, paid into the account that's mine. I can't access it because they've sent me an instrument that I can't use, being a cheque. They might as well have sent, they might as well have put the money at the bottom of the ocean in a chest because I can't get it. I can't get the money that they owe me. Well, it's my money, isn't it? Let's be honest. Now, there's going to be people in the comments that's going to say, no, when you pay money into the bank, it's their money. Well, it is their money, but they have to promise to pay you back. Well, I'm going to start charging them interest because they would do it to me, wouldn't they? I'm also going to go to a small claims court and I'm going to take them to court. And I'm going to come up with all of this in the court with all my paperwork and say how unreasonable they have been during this whole process. So as it stands right now, we're over 6 months, probably over 7 months down the line, and I'm no further closer to getting my money than I was at the beginning. Now, I'm just putting this video out really to update people that these banks, once we give them control and once they have complete control, are going to decide what you can spend your money on. If you want to go and buy crypto, they might not want you to buy crypto. If you want to go and buy a motorbike, they might not want you to go and buy a motorbike. If you want to lend some money to someone, they might not let you lend money to someone. Ultimately, they will decide, won't they, what you do with your money. Because if they don't, they can restrict you. Now, imagine there was a cashless society now, and your bank has restricted, your one and only bank has restricted access, or they've blocked your card, or the card terminals are all down and you can't spend any money. Imagine what that's going to feel like. You're going to get into debt because you can't pay any of your bills. You can't buy anything. You can't buy food. You can't put petrol in your car. You can't buy a train ticket. Now imagine all of that if they get rid of cash, because that's coming. And I'll tell you what, my experience with banks, I don't trust them. In my personal opinion, this is not telling anyone else or not saying that anything else is going wrong. I don't trust the system now because the way I've been mistreated. Just food for thought, guys. There isn't no conclusion to it. I'm still waiting for a call back to see if they can credit my account or whether they can send me a bank transfer without me sending them a bank statement showing them all of my account details and what's going in and out of it, which is absolutely nothing to do with them. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Sorry this one's dragged on again, but I've had quite a few people asking me, what's the latest situation with your bank? Well, that's the latest situation. Hope everyone has a great week, and I will speak to you all very soon. Thanks, guys.